Good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. Nidhi Darbari, on My Education Treasure. In my previous video on discussion skill of micro teaching, I had discussed about the techniques and forms and factors of discussion skill. Today, in my present video, I am going to discuss about the components of discussion skill of micro teaching. The first component of the skill of discussion of micro teaching is creation of proper environment. The teacher prepares the class for student participation so that the students participate in the class with proper interest. For this, it is necessary that the subject is of interest and age level of the students, and there are opportunities for expression of views and debate. It should be of utility to the students. Without all these qualities, the students do not fully express their views, as a result of which students' participation in the discussion becomes difficult. The second component is asking questions. Questions is a stimulus in the class and students have to be prepared to answer it. For asking questions, the teacher has to take the help of verbal behavior. But to compare the answers of the already answered questions, the teacher can use the non-verbal behavior. If the answer of the student is correct, the teacher should encourage the students so that the student is reinforced. If the teacher does not get the correct answer, by using silence and non-verbal behavior or by encouragement and prompting, the correct answer can be obtained. Different types of questions: ordinary, probing, redirection, higher order questions are used in the discussion, as a result of which students' responses can be fully used. Stimulus variation is the next component. The chief aim of the teacher's training in the classroom is to make the lesson impressive. In order to attract the students, the teacher may present various types of stimuli and thus he can motivate them. Amongst the stimuli, the teacher himself can function as a stimulus. For this, the teacher uses various types of methods and techniques as stimuli, such as movement of the bodily gestures, changes in speech, focusing of the feeling, change in the interaction style in the students, pause, and change in the order of audio-visual aids. The next component is increasing students' participation. The teacher can accept or reject the answers or the opinion of the students and encourage them and give them the opportunity to initiate the talk. By this, the students give their cooperation and in the development of the lesson make full efforts to make the lesson effective. The thoughts of other students were to be honored. If you found the video to be informative and interesting, I request you all to please give a like to the video to motivate me, share it with others and subscribe it so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get a notification. Pausing. Silence is gold. The teacher can use pause very effectively during the course of the lesson. Pausing can be used in different ways: to show disapproval for students' misbehavior, to emphasize an important point, to give students time to make notes before continuing with the lecture or dictation, to create suspense and arouse thinking, to provide students time to think for something before they respond, to promote students' participation by providing encouragement and opportunity to comment or question, to draw attention by contrasting speech with silence. The teacher can pause to give the opportunity to the students to think and understand. The appropriate use of the pause can encourage the students' interaction, and the wrong use of the pause is harmful. Variation in interaction style. Asking questions from the students or asking them to say something is one thing, but encouraging the students in the systematic development of the lesson is the other thing. For this, the teacher can use both the verbal and the non-verbal behavior. If the answer of the student is correct, the teacher can encourage the students by saying okay, nice, good, and moving her head or smiling and indicating non verbally that the answer is correct. Increasing critical awareness. A student must be made to analyze and evaluate the concepts critically. It is the critical awareness that helps in the better understanding of the subject. This component is used in a correct response situation. The teacher puts higher order questions to stimulate the students to think beyond what the students know. A teacher is required to ask how and why and sometimes what type of questions of the completely correct response. He wants the students to justify his response. For example, what are you assuming? What are your reasons for thinking that is so? If there is more to it, how would an opponent of this view respond? How can you justify it? What do you assume so? How does it occur? What may be the reason behind it? The teacher expects the students to justify his response. Thank you very much for patiently watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe.